Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm Sophie Erber. We are following that breaking news out of Poweshiek County. The man accused of killing Molly Tibbetts is back in court, and his attorneys are pushing for new evidence to be released and to have a new trial. We'll bring you the very latest from court in just a few moments, but first we do have big news here at KCAU today. Tim Seaman joins us live from Norfolk, as is Scott, and we celebrate our new over-the-air signal in northeast Nebraska returning. It looks like a warm summer day there, Tim.
Yeah, indeed it is, Sophie. This is what you call Chamber of Commerce weather here, I think. The farmers market just across the street just opened here at 4:30, and a good crowd showing up there for events this afternoon as well. As you can hear, we're right downtown, and folks here in Norfolk will be seeing a lot more of KCAU 9 in the weeks and years to come. As of this month, as of July, viewers living in northeast Nebraska are able to receive KCAU over the air at 9.1. All the viewers will have to do there is just rescan their TV antenna. With that in mind, we look forward to providing regular coverage from here and throughout this parts of Siouxland, so make sure you watch for us. And if you've got family or friends here in the Norfolk area, let them know. They can now see us over the air. Northeast Community College plays a big part in this community, and there's a big project underway there. A $23 million ag facility is under construction and is key to the growth of that college. Coming up a bit later, we'll tell you about that, plus several other stories from here in Norfolk when we return a bit later, live in downtown Norfolk, Nebraska. In the meantime, though, let's go back downtown Sioux City to Sophie.
All right, thanks so much, Tim. We'll see you in just a bit. We'll check back. Meanwhile, back to that story with Christian Benitez back in court this morning in Poweshiek County as his attorneys make their case that he deserves a new trial based on what they say is new evidence in this case. It's our top story at 5. Now, during his trial, Rivera claimed that 2 masked men had taken him to rural Poweshiek County and left him alone with Tibbetts' body in his car. Rivera's defense now says that they've heard from 2 witnesses that are currently incarcerated. A man has admitted to killing Tibbetts. They believe her death may be linked to a, quote, trap house in rural Poweshiek County, where women were allegedly drugged and prostituted. Today in court, Rivera's lawyers asked for access to evidence and ongoing investigations that could clear Rivera, but prosecutors say that isn't the state's job.
There were devices, computers, thumb drives that were seized and that were presumably sent to be looked at for a sex trafficking investigation.
There is nothing in the rules, nothing in the case law that compels the state to chase its tail because they're asking us to do it.
Now, Rivera's attorneys also raised the possibility that Tibbetts' death could be linked to the disappearance of Xavier Harrelson. That's a more recent case this year. Prosecutors called the raising of that theory, quote, unconscionable. Iowa Works Sioux City has officially reopened its doors now to the general public. This after nearly a year and a half of being shut down because of COVID-19 restrictions. So to celebrate, they held a ready-to-hire career fair that was this afternoon. And that included 25 local businesses plus 2 food trucks for potential job seekers to enjoy. It's been a challenge for many businesses to find enough help as unemployment levels in the Siouxland area are among the lowest in the nation. And as we told you earlier in this newscast, KCAU 9 is reaching more homes in Norfolk, Nebraska than ever before. And that is where we join Tim once again reporting live. Tim?
Hey, good afternoon, Sophie. Just a beautiful day here in downtown Norfolk. The farmers market going on behind us and lots of activity. If you haven't been in downtown Norfolk in a while, you need to stop because it looks indeed much different. As you mentioned, we're going to be spending more time here. Some new developments and also some breaking news here from the Norfolk community earlier today. Horse racing could be coming to this community in the coming years after a news today from Ho-Chunk Incorporated as well as the War Horse Gaming Casino Company. That new gaming facility is being proposed for right here in Norfolk at the former Defense Center ground. The Ho-Chunk company will appear tomorrow before the Nebraska Racing and Gaming Commission to officially ask for that license. War Horse Gaming says that it could bring $2.1 million in revenue to the city of Norfolk, as well as creating some 250 new jobs. We're following those developments, and we'll have more later tonight. Well, roughly 5,000 1,000 students call Norfolk home at Northeast Community College here. And the region, of course, has a strong connection to the agricultural community. And students there have something to look forward to, that is for sure, as there's a development underway that will make those types of career opportunities even greater for students. KCAU 9 reporter Mallory Smith shares the details.
You're looking at the Nexus Project, a veterinary technology building currently under construction, soon to be added to the Northeast Community College campus.
Now, we began this process over 5 years ago, and we started talking with our employers, our business partners, to find out what we needed to do to prepare our students for the future of agriculture.
An industry Tracy Cruz tells me is ever-changing.
The future of agriculture is critical to the state of Nebraska. Nearly 1 out of every 2 jobs in this region are supported by agriculture, and you know, we're able to feed the world population, and we're the 3rd largest agriculture producing state in the nation. And so it's really critical that we invest in that.
Along with the new structure is a 500-acre farm where students will have the opportunity to have hands-on training and education. Tara Smidra says this building is more than a place to hold classes.
This project is about servicing ag throughout Nebraska and further.
Nationwide, there's a shortage of veterinary technicians. The same is true for Nebraska. And this allows us to give our students the best of the best as far as a facility to train in, not only for small, but also for large animal.
Cooper says he hopes with the new improvements, students will be prepared and confident when making the transition into the working world. Now, due to issues caused by the pandemic, construction was a little bit delayed. So although they'll be able to get into this building this fall, they won't be able to hold classes until spring of 2022. Reporting in Norfolk, Mallory Smith, KCAU 9 News.
As you just heard there, the Northeast Community College Ag program will include different things like animal science, pre-veterinary programs, as well as many other ag-related curriculums. Well, after having to close its doors recently for some improvements, a local museum is back open again, and that comes as great news to folks throughout Northeast Nebraska. The Elkhorn Valley Museum first opened back in 1997. It is a staple in Norfolk that expresses the cultural aspects as well as the deep history of the more than 20 surrounding counties. The most recent exhibit includes one of American TV host, of course, well-known Johnny Carson. That Johnny Carson exhibit, in fact, recently updated. Organizers tell us there's no better feeling than finally being able to reopen the doors and rebuild a sense of community that the Elkhorn Valley Museum brings.
It's just seeing people come back in and being able to give them tours and to talk about our collection and all of our programs that we're now able to have in person. You know, it really just builds a strong sense of community.
Coming up a little bit later tonight at 6, Lydia Vasquez takes us inside the museum and shows us why it is such an important part of this community. That's going to do it for right now here in downtown Norfolk. Sophie, we'll throw it back to you here, but coming up a little bit later, I'll be joined by a special guest who will share a little bit about what's being done here locally to help make Norfolk better now as well as in the future. And there is lots going on. We'll have that a bit later. In the meantime, let's go back to downtown Sioux City. Sophie?
All right, thanks so much, Tim. And you just gave us a really cool preview of this next story with those guitars in the background. Well, he's a carpenter by trade, but music is his true passion, and he builds guitars from objects that you would never imagine. We'll show you what they are in this week's edition of Suland Stories.
The love of music and art, you know, they go hand in hand, and, you know, you can utilize all your 5 senses when you handle one of these things.
Meet Jesse Thomas, owner and operator of Hummingbird Guitars. But when we say guitars, it might not be exactly what you're picturing.
I was working for a company out here building cabinets, and they would throw away a lot of wood and stuff, so I would take it home, and one day, just my love of music and working with my hands building stuff, I decided to make a solid body guitar out of some mahogany. Everything was wrong about it. I still have the thing, but I've learned a lot since then. I went on to build a cigar box guitar, and from there just an array of different styles.
Those styles include everything from those cigar box guitars to guitars made from skateboards, first aid kits, and even hubcaps.
I think that'll look pretty cool.
A pool cue and a hot sauce box are the key components for this single-string instrument.
Funky sound to it. Just had to kick this out. You can actually play it like this if you want, or you can unscrew it.
Harkening back to the days where people didn't have the money for real instruments, so they'd grab anything they could: a cigar box, a broomstick, and a piece of wire. The inspiration for a new instrument can strike Thomas at any time. Some technical difficulties there. We'll bring you that story again tonight at 6. Now don't go away. Tim will be joining us again from downtown Norfolk, spotlighting some of the biggest attractions the city has to offer. That's coming up in about 10 minutes.
And it looks like we're going to have some beautiful weather out there. We should expect to have some warm conditions for the weekend. The 9 on 9 forecast coming up. Stay tuned.
You're watching KCAU 9 News with Sophie Erber and Chief Meteorologist Scott Larson. This is KCAU 9 News at 5.
We do have some showers and thunderstorms that are continuing to scrape their way through Missouri and Illinois at this time. That associated with the cold front that tracked through our neck of the woods yesterday. Looks like tonight should be pretty quiet and comfortable with the formation of a bit of fog in Siouxland. A low temperature of 59 is expected with a mostly clear sky. And tomorrow we're expecting to see a high temperature right around 80 degrees, getting up to 83 in the afternoon. Nice and sunny weather. And it looks like we're in luck. That's going to be extending into the weekend. As we look at the 9 on 9 forecast now, it shows that we will have high temperatures staying put at 83 degrees Friday and Saturday, 82 on Sunday with just a few more clouds. As we go through next week, you can see a return of that summertime heat with highs making a rise into the 90s and staying there for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We'll share a great viewer photo with you now. This one comes to us from downtown Sioux City. As you can see the Ho-Chunk Center in the background there. Thanks to Nancy Bradley for passing in this one. And again, if you have a picture of your own, make sure to go to SiouxlandProud.com, go to the weather tab, and send us your photos. Well, you know, today is pretty much a picture-perfect day here in Norfolk. Again, it feels great outside. Hopefully things are nice there in the studio too, Sophie. But for now, Chief Meteorologist Scott Larson, KCAU 9 News. Back to you.
I am jealous of your assignment. Beautiful day to be by a lake. Thanks a lot, Scott. Well, it is a first for any NASCAR driver, a cryptocurrency sponsorship. Who would think? What the driver has to say about it now, coming up in about 8 minutes. But first, another live report with Tim, and he has that special guest. They'll be talking about what attracts people to the area to visit and to live. Next. Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. As we've been mentioning throughout the newscast, KCAU 9 is now once again broadcasting an improved over-the-air signal in Norfolk, Nebraska. You can find us right at 9.1 when you scan your TV for channels if we don't show up automatically. And that is, of course, where Tim is anchoring from this afternoon. There he is. Tim, a beautiful day.
Good afternoon, Sophie. Still a beautiful day here in downtown Norfolk. The farmers market continues behind me, and it's just a small part of what's been happening in recent years here in this community as it continues to grow and revitalize. The farmers market is underway, as I mentioned, right behind me. It's at the River Point Square, just across from me. It's every Tuesday and Thursday from May to September. Saturdays also very big in the morning. They'll be open tonight till about 6:30. There's fresh produce, some handmade items, and the stuff that you would normally see at a farmer's market in our area. And it takes a lot of different people, some moving parts to make a community grow and grow for the better, that is for sure. And so Tracy Jeffrey is with me. She's the executive director of the Norfolk Chamber of Commerce. Let me say that again, not the Chamber of Commerce.
Tourism.
The tourism
Norfolk
department.
Area Visitors Bureau.
Nothing like making enemies right off the top. Tracy, your downtown truly is revitalized.
Yes, we are very lucky that 8 years ago you would have driven down and it was nothing like it is today.
I know you had a facade program that helped revitalize some of the storefronts, but it goes much further than that. You've got art. Tell us a little bit all the things that are being put into place.
Absolutely. So once once your neighbor starts changing their storefront, it continues down the block. And so we have definitely seen that in our community, from one building to the next. And from there, it just gets that excitement of, let's add other things. What's the next store that we can get in our downtown? And from there, we've added the arts and sculptures to our downtown.
And that plays such a critical role in bringing people, not just to come have coffee on Saturday, but to bring their family here and live. Is that correct?
Absolutely. So we want them, from that experience of when they park their car, to stop in the murals and take their selfie by that and then put it on social media. And then from there, they go to that farmer's market and purchase what they want and maybe grab a cup of coffee or stop at the local clothing store to go shopping.
And we've talked a lot about the downtown, but there's development in other areas of the community. You're still raising money for your riverfront project, too.
Yep, absolutely. We are going to be launching the riverfront project next week. We have only $2.5 million left of that, so we're very excited. Again, that's right in our heart of our downtown. So just adding to that experience for with the visitors and also the community members.
Well, we're excited to be growing our commitment here in the community, and you've done great things. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
You bet. Tracy Jeffrey from right here in the heart of Norfolk, their tourism department. And take me serious, Sophie. There are some very neat shops, and the redevelopment downtown is special. It'll be on the things to do in coming weekends. That's going to do it for right now. Downtown Norfolk. We're live this afternoon, but in the meantime, let's go back and get a bit more.
All right, thanks so much, Tim. We'll check back, and I do have to add that to my list. Well, a NASCAR driver is getting paid in digital money after signing a first-of-its-kind sponsorship deal. Why he says he's excited about this crypto payout next. We've been hearing more about cryptocurrency as it rises in popularity, and now Landon Castle is the first NASCAR driver being paid with digital coin. He also has at least 3 cryptocurrency sponsors. One of them, Voyager, is like a cryptocurrency brokerage. The sponsorship deal kicked off at Nashville Superspeedway last month. Castle and Voyager have a 19-race deal. The funds will be transferred to the driver in Litecoin. That's L-I-T-E coin. In question now, whether it becomes other drivers getting on board or not. The future is here. Taking a live look outside again in Norfolk, Scott returns with one more check on our forecast from the lake. Stay with us.
Welcome back. I'm live at Skyview Park in Norfolk, Nebraska, and you can see that we have some paddle boats here behind us. That would certainly be fun to rent one of those out this weekend. It should be great out there with highs just above 80 degrees and some mostly sunny skies. I'll send things back to you, Sophie.
All right, thanks so much, Scott. And we do hope you'll join us again. We're live in Norfolk with even more at 6. But until then, have a great night, everyone, and thanks for watching.